hello. Hello, hello, hello. You know, I am perfect. Yeah. And actually, you are too. When I came to this conclusion, there was a slight uneasiness, and even at the same time, actually a familiarity, a comfort. I heard it in a meditation or while I was doing something, probably driving, which is when messages usually come to me. And it didn't make sense at first, especially considering how people view being perfect, right? So what did I do? I asked to show me how. And this is when, over time, the gates just swung open. The lights shone with info, awareness of synchro destinies, people, they just came in, right? And what happened was, as I've been practicing as a doctor of Oriental medicine, working with women with harmonizing their hormones, things stuck out. And something in particular very much so stuck out. And it was what it was that she was saying. It's what they would say about their symptoms, about themselves, and they could be saying it even jokingly. And at the same time, those statements rang true for them. Things like, I'm a work in progress. Oh, I gotta fix XYZ. I'm gonna get it together. Nobody's perfect, right? Any of those sound familiar to you? And some of these I even said until I realized, right? This is what I heard though. I heard that she believed that she was broken, and I heard that she believed that she was in need of repair. And then this is what I saw, right? My eyes are closed even when I said I saw. It's because I saw through here was this image of a giraffe's pattern. Yes, it's a beautiful pattern. And it's this pattern with these splotches, with these patches, right? And the thing is, though, in between those splotches and those patches are all of these rivers, there's all of these valleys, all of these openings, all of these spaces, right? That are all there. But what did it mean? Those valleys and those rivers and those openings were also spaces of which it is that she was also going to be seeking to fill them to feel whole. So then what would happen is she opened herself even unconsciously to bringing in others, to bringing in activities, whatever it is that were distractions that would actually fill her, to fill in those spaces, to fill in those gaps, right? To feel whole, to come together. Because our innate nature is to be whole, is to feel whole, right? So while she felt like her needing to get it together was true for her, I'm going to tell you the truth. And yes, there's a difference. You are already whole and complete right here and right now. You are perfect. The root meaning of perfect is actually whole and complete. It's oftentimes mistaken that perfect means flawless, and that is not the case. It really is that whole and complete. And so I would like to imagine a diamond, right? Yeah, sure, everybody, the cliche, it's the pressure that creates it, right? There's more though. There's more to that story. The markings are also a part of that diamond and the story. That those markings are their story. The clarity is the story, right? It wouldn't even be that diamond without it, without those markings. Notice I didn't even call them flaws, right? They're simply markings. It personalized it. And you know what else? As light is shown through a diamond, those reflections that you see, right, as it points out of it, those are all literally cascading up on a wall outside of it. It's its personal imprint. So not only is it that it's a reflection of its journey up until that moment that it was harvested, right? It's also showing infinite trajectory outside of it through that journey. And that is what I see as you. What you see as flaws are actually part of you and your experience, that as your light shines through you, it has your imprint and is a beacon of light to others. So just as the diamond's markings are showing you how it came into form, what you observe as patterns, behaviors, symptoms are really seen as in response to what's going on around you and within you. Your physical body is literally built in response. And this is why I love working with and understanding hormones. They're like the master communicators, right? And the body. Their role is simply to, this is me saying simply, but it's a very complicated process, right? Their role is simply to assess the environment inside and outside, then send the messages of what to do to everyone else. Those symptoms are messages. But what are those messages, right? The messages are actually offering insight. And that insight is actually coming from your soul. That is your perfect, authentic self. It's who you really are. And those symptoms and the conditions, they're actually invitations for you to begin to come in, listen, and to interpret. This is what I would see with women. This is what really changed it for me in the practice. It was this beautiful interpretation, a process, an unfolding of what her authentic self is asking her to be. So all along from training and whatnot, and it's not even to say that it was wrong, I had to go through that process. So here it is that all along I'm thinking, let's correct the symptoms. Let's see what's happening and let's correct it, right? If there's a deficiency, we want to replete it. Like if there's excess, we want to reduce it. And, oh, we got it. We're going to use this herb and all of this, right? And then it dawned on me. I'm like, wait a second. I went into this medicine because this medicine is beautifully seeing people as a whole person, seeing the impact of their life, like all these various aspects of their life and how it's showing up now into what I'm seeing and assessing on the physical form, the mental and emotional form, the spiritual form, right? And so when I realized like, oh, that's not even what I was doing, right? Because like I said, I'm trying to correct the symptoms. I'm going, that's the same thing as Western medicine. And then as I evolved through the practice and I realized like, it's not even that. It's really about seeing those symptoms as messages of the presentation or lack of the authentic self. Is there alignment or not with the authentic self? We needed to become aware and accept and appreciate her totality. Use those strengths. Become aware of what could be lurking in the shadows. For those are the messages and the guiding posts as well. So now you can see that your journey has changed course, right? Because by now you're seeing that you are perfect. You're perfect right here, right now. And when you realize that you're whole and complete, you're actually plugging yourself into source, source being you, which is also a reflection of the greater source. So imagine the mega power that comes from that. I mean, that's like a huge, huge power company, everything, it's all yours, right? And just imagine what could you light up in the world when the light is actually recirculating, like that power is recirculating within versus it leaking out, versus all of these other things plugging itself into you that you're trying to get some power from outside when really it's all within. It's just taking that time and learning and becoming aware, using those symptoms, using those conditions of the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual as those guiding posts for you to plug back into source, for you to resource, intentionally said that way, right? It's embracing all aspects of you. Now reimagine for a moment and open up to the messages of those symptoms and conditions that may be present for you. We might dissociate from the body, right? We praise this mindfulness, which is once again only going in the mind. It's still taking away from the body. Many of us have experienced some type of experience, traumatic experience to the body where we began to dissociate. If it wasn't through you directly, it may have even been through your lineage. And so now I'm asking you, though, to come into a place where you do feel safe and you feel comfortable, at least in an environment that offers that can guide you into coming into the body, so that then you can foster a different type of relationship with those symptoms and conditions, asking for their guidance and their insight into your soul's journey. They're your great allies to you being your perfect, authentic self. And along that journey, as this journey is now shifted for you during our short time together, thank you very much. Remember that this is a journey, it's not a destination. And your perfect, authentic self is actually a verb, it's a being, not a noun. And then, just like I had mentioned with the environments, like you are literally a reflection of environments. You're responding to that, right? All the time. Be in those environments that honor and fosters your perfect, authentic self. And one of my favorites is that you definitely want to play with it, right? Not only play in the sense of engaging in activity for recreation, which, side note, recreation, I said that on purpose, because that's exactly what it is that you are. You are an infinite creator, all right? But you also want to play as an acronym, tapping into the potential and learning about yourself. As you realize that serious healing ain't gotta be so serious. So if you're keen to playing in spaces and environments that do just that, exploring the perfect authentic self through the lens of the symptoms or conditions as your guiding messages while you're playing, then choose your adventure by clicking on the link in the chat to see what your personal journey could be like. So right here, right now, I invite you to tap into that gallbladder channel of courage, which is really cool because that's exactly what you tap into when you put those hands on your hips. You're engaging courage for yourself. So put those hands on the hips. It is allowed and welcome right now. And you stand strongly and just feel immensely as you say with me, I am whole. I am complete. I am perfect. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Denicia Hilton Harper, Doctor of Oriental Medicine, Holistic Wellbeing Consultant. I appreciate you for sharing space with me and allowing me to guide you and welcome you to your perfect, authentic self.